everyone, and welcome to the Kittens of War Gaming Podcast, the podcast where the Kittens of War gaming community talk all things video games. This is the reboot. Say hi, everybody. We have everyone here. Everyone say hi, and then I'll introduce you all.
Hello.
Yeah, we have everything for you there this week. We are back on the, we're on the new channel, the Kittens of War Gaming channel, and it's been a while since we've done an episode. I am your host, I am Turbo Tony. We have TeamugTom, we have Hayhay Swanboat, we have Fraknyr, we have Marsander, and we've also got a new kitten this week. Wow,
new channel, new kitten!
We are too generous to you people, all the time, giving you new stuff. Martin, say hello to the masses.
Hello, folks.
Yes. How are you doing, Martin?
Yeah, not bad. I've finally got a decent internet connection, decent laptop, and a mic. So I can now actually join in with the kittens.
Well, now you've said that, we won't take an episode without you now. That's how it will go.
Damn it.
Locked in.
Yeah, I will be on as often as I can be.
Good. And what a episode you chose to join us in this week.
Because I had to rush to get everything ready just for this episode.
Of course, exactly. So if you're new to the podcast, I will explain roughly what we're all about. We are a gaming channel. We talk video games. It'd be awkward if we talked something like quilting. That would
wrestling.
Yeah. Just drop that in there for us, Tom.
Shameless plugging.
And if you're new to it, then what we do each week, we'll talk video games, and often we'll talk about our gaming experiences, or we'll pick a special, often like this week, a game that we can talk about in length. And our first episode on the new channel is a humdinger of a game, Dragon Age Inquisition, and we'll obviously get into that extremely soon. But normally we talk about games from yesteryear, the games of today, the games of tomorrow, some would say, the whole spectrum. And we often talk about news and everything along those lines. And some of the people may have watched it before. You already know, the majority of us here, all the stuff like Tom. Don't everyone don't worry. Tom hasn't sunk that far into depression yet. He's still appearing on the podcast.
Oh, wait until next week's episode. I'm going to be talking about Darkest Dungeon.
Oh. Way to keep it light there, Tom.
Darkness! No!
Very good. I'll ask you guys, just in generalization, how are you doing this week?
Oh, I finally got out of the way. That was lovely. So I'm now free to actually...
Of course, you're the first to talk, always, aren't you?
Yes, I do. That was the first one to upload to this channel. I'm also...
Nice to just slide it in there.
Yeah,
Oh, it's on.
Yeah, we've all got to upload to the Kitten channel. No, I've actually trying to work on my second upload as well. My second night at Five Nights at Freddy's.
Very good.
And then my night, which is going to be an absolute joy.
I will find earplugs for that time.
Jump scares galore. That's what it's all about.
So much tension. So many jump scares.
We've also been playing a bit of Minecraft recently. We got the Kittens server up, didn't we? That was fun.
Yes.
I will have to grab that information off you guys at some point once it's re-downloaded.
Excuse me, you have to be allowed to join our server?
I'm sorry, I'd quite like to join the server, but then I don't think I could trust myself to not lace the place with TNT.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so you can do that?
Oh god, you just told him that. Our entire village is going to be gone in a couple of days.
No. What we do is we find somebody else and get them to make a village, then blow it up.
Yeah.
Set up.
I don't mind blowing things up.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually, we're
such a fun game.
We're bringing it to its literal meaning. Will's actually talking about making a arena with walls made of lava.
that just sounds evil.
Hunger Games just surrounded in lava. That would make the movie so much more interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I just think of just Mortal Kombat when I think of things like that.
The Hunger Mortal Games.
Mortal Games.
We need to make a Skull Fortress on this.
Skull Fortress.
But what I truly love about this Minecraft experience right now, Hayhay here never touched Minecraft, and she was adamant that she would never buy into it.
Your brother wouldn't shut up.
And he's the hipster out of the kittens, so what's that tell you?
Listen, I've either got Tony in my ear, buy Guild Wars 2, buy Guild Wars 2.
Do it!
Yeah.
Or
Actually, Hayley, why don't you buy Guild Wars 2?
because it's expensive.
You see, my powers now have reached further beyond myself. I can get Tom to plug it for me now.
That's it.
Hayley, the thing is, Guild Wars may be expensive to start with, but
That's
don't
it.
have any subscription costs.
Yeah, I'm a student. Unless it's free or very cheap.
There is no excuse. It was when the expansion was announced, it was only a tenner, so there's no excuse. There'll be another deal, and I'm going to be like all on
My
everyone
excuse
for it.
was I was writing an assignment. I do have
Yeah, stuff assignments.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Tom.
You guys
Buy
said-
Hayley a copy as your wedding
Enough.
present.
Yeah. I like Martin's idea there. That's good. Yeah. You get drunk in Guild Wars, so you know, drunk.
Just go dungeon questing. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we'll
trying
have
to do, like,
potions.
Trying to do jumping puzzles while drunk in that game is pretty hilarious. So. There's actually one in it, and I don't want to talk too much about Guild Wars. We've obviously got plenty of Dragon Age to talk about, but there's like a jumping puzzle in Guild Wars that a lot of it is like going down like these like hallways, and they're very small, and you've got like spears being thrown at you as you're going down it. If you're trying to do that while your character's drunk, the screen's going mental, and you honestly, it's like psychedelic. Like you're almost like you're going into a trance. It's like, oh, this is no, I don't want any part of this anymore. So. Good stuff.
Or like Surgeon Simulator when you accidentally get hit by the green syringe.
The green syringe, and everything's just a myriad of colours and beautiful music. And then the patient dies.
Oh dear! Exactly what you want your surgeon to be doing while performing surgery on you.
Oh, hard drugs all the time.
Yeah.
That's what every surgeon should be
That's
on. It's
what
like, I am here to help you. But first,
No, come
I
back.
am a wizard.
It should be called
Surgeon
Surgeon Simulator. It should be Dr. Nick Simulator.
Yeah.
It just starts off, hi everybody.
Oh shit!
I'm Dr. Nick.
But Dr. Dragons don't exist. Shut up, nurse.
Yeah. They exist when I'm taking the hard drugs. Okay, that's all we need to know about. So. Very good. Very
Phoenix, get me a fresh pack of blood. The patient's bleeding out. Doctor, you're on the gurney with no one there.
Oh dear, very good. All right, so let's get into our main event of the.
I do want to. Normally we do a news section. I do really want to talk about this one because this one infuriated me. I'm sorry to cut across, but
Shut up, Tom! Sorry.
I found this,
Awkward.
The woman has spoken.
you know, the boss. Sit up, supervisor.
I,
No, it's just this article. Just a brief mention. EA executive says its games are too hard to learn for new players.
Go back to the 90s.
It's just, oh my god! It's just we're talking about Sims and Call of Duty and Battlefield, and it's just like
There's
really.
nothing hard about COD.
It's,
I think it's probably because they're just thinking COD's the easiest it can be. So it's like, we can't get any more difficult. What do you mean we're going to use B for another function altogether?
you can't do that.
It's like they use the Sims as an example for 2-hour tutorials, and it's like bugger off. I'm confused about something. I look it up on the information screen. There's like 5 paragraphs. Tells you what it is, what's new, what it does, how to get it. That's it. I swear they just picked the most dumb teams there because there's no
But
way.
here's the things, right? And I'll do a little bit of defending said of them. I understand where you're going. No. But are that generation now? Have they been bred to be? You know, we're a bit older, right? We're used to those games. Maybe it's a point now that the newer generation of games do adhere too much to them. So when they get put into a game that doesn't explain a lot, they're like, "What the fuck do I do?" You know, and is it really their fault?
Trial by fire.
We're hardy. We're the tough lot.
We endured.
I
We
could-
suffered fire and
We're
flame.
producing a generation of wimps. Oh
Yes.
my god.
Like, it goes back to the whole, I remember, like, buying a whole new game and just sort of sitting down for, like, 20 minutes just reading the
Reading.
booklet.
That new game smell.
The new games, now it's just like, oh, here's a disc.
Oh,
Oh. I don't know. Like, obviously, controls nowadays. If it's a shooter, well, I'm pretty sure I know what the controls are going to be. But it's just like I missed the booklet. Damn it!
Oh,
QTE. Yeah.
It doesn't even need to tell you about QTE events. Suddenly you see an X flash across your screen. You know instinctively to press X or you die.
I thought that the new like Call of Duty games are more like, just sit there and the NPCs will do it for you.
A lot of that stuff.
Mostly.
Yeah. I saw that on Ghosts. Just Nerdcubed was just sitting there, literally nothing was happening. People were shooting at each other. He would suddenly step forward. Enemy's dead. Everyone would move forward.
Oh dear. But you know what? That's a common trend, though. That like a lot of the games of nowadays, and like I said, it's when you look at it from like an executive point of view, I can imagine they're looking at these games and they're like, okay, so we want to get a lot of people on board with it. We need to make sure that at very least they can like get through the first hour without getting frustrated and never play it again. And they're too worried about that happening, whereas it's just game culture now, isn't it? Like gamers now.
Game, so what does it matter?
But one thing I would say, and putting the other part of the argument, is that, you know, back in our days, we played games because we were gamers. Now, the term gamers, like, broadens out to almost everyone. Almost everyone in the world now plays games. So, like, they're doing that to adhere to a much larger proportion. I'm not saying whether it's right or not, but that's the reason why they're doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
No,
they sent you in it. That it was Saints Row the Third. They just chucked you in it. It's like, here you go, people are shooting at you. You better know how to shoot back.
So it did have brief little pop-up. It's just like, oh, by the way, it's this and this.
Really?
Have fun. Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't get that. Maybe it's just because I was just too damn good and too quick and learned too quick.
You were too pro for the game.
Oh dear. But the question is Dragon Age Inquisition too easy?
Oh, wow. Someone just stole my damn segue.
Oh, the cutaway.
Damn.
I was actually going to launch into a bit about how the guy from the article said that all games need to have RPG elements, kind of like Dragon Age Inquisition.
Well,
Who else has got one?
that is an RPG.
Come on, there's a segue challenge.
I can't beat people on the Segway challenge. All I can say is, damn, these Darkspawn are hard.
Oh dear, people stealing my segues away from me.
Okay, what was your segue, Tony? Go on.
I tell you what, you guys have blown me away. I don't even want to tell you my segue now. No.
Okay, rewind. Everyone, rewind. We're going back in time now.
No, you can't do that.
Shooters are terrible.
You can't do that. No.
Quick, use listening person. Click the scroll back.
You just saying?
Oh God, I don't know. I barely know what I'm saying now.
5 seconds ago, what were we saying?
Okay, let's talk about Dragon Age Inquisition then. We've spent a long time chatting about other stuff. But as you can imagine with this podcast, we're going to have so many ways that we're just going to deviate from the allotted path. That's, you know, people should expect that by now.
Oh, look, shiny.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
Squirrel!
Let's talk about Dragon Age Inquisition. Let me do a brief background on the game for people if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what it is. It's the third game of the high fantasy RPG series developed by BioWare. It's published also by the evil EA, you know, with their devil horns and stuff like that.
Evil activities.
Yes. Who, by the way, you know, got like the record for like the most awards of the worst company in America award or something like that. It's really ridiculous. But as we all know, the second outing, Dragon Age 2, was very, very disappointing. A lot of people didn't like it. I don't like it at all. I thought it was a bit of a waste of time. I
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know some people.
I enjoyed it.
I played it for half an hour and got bored.
Yeah. Like, I think one of the main issues of Dragon Age 2, and we all know it, they had 14 months of development time. And that's the bottom line of it. They made probably the best thing they could with that amount of time. Let's just be honest, you know.
It was a proper, like, you make game now!
Yeah.
I can't. It's not enough time. No!
Push it out. So I said...
Wait.
What the hell was that?
Did you not hear that mighty whip crack?
Whip crack.
This is EA. Work faster, peons! Oh, calm down, Jesus.
No,
Haley the Overlord now. Overlord of the podcast.
Just... that handy.
So that's what you're going to use to keep people in line if they suddenly go off. Just like, you're on a tangent!
do my lessons.
She doesn't actually use a whip. She uses a block of wood.
But this makes a better sound.
Use an Argos catalogue. It doesn't make them bruise.
That's it.
One parenting tip to another.
You can't make me out to see myself I'm abusive. I'm scared of my kids. You're not the other-
What's that?
Yeah. So yeah, what? Go back to tangent now.
Tony, you have a cane. You don't need an Argus book.
Yeah, but my cane gets taken off me by my 1.5-year-old. She runs away with it.
That is very true.
She knows.
Return to me.
She's like, "Her, what are you going to do now? You're going to tell me not to,
It's all well and good, but now you can't chase me. Ha 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 ha.
You can't even. Oh.
Oh god, I am not looking forward to being parents, Tom.
I was outsmart. I get constantly outsmarted on a daily basis by an 18-month-year-old. It's not a confidence building thing.
Oh, so
That's going to be a favourite line of yours. Wait till your dad get home.
Yeah, she is my Corypheus, to be honest. Just out.
Oh.
I was gonna go. Is it not a cane, but more a staff for the mages?
All right, go back to what I was saying. Yeah, before we go
Top
on.
segue. Right, this is it. The segue battle is on.
The current leader is
Tony.
Yeah. Oh no, don't worry. I'll get my segues in. Don't you worry. I'll be there. One thing I said ages ago about Dragon Age 2, and I said this ages ago on my channel. This isn't anything to do with the podcast, but I said that with the disappointment of Dragon Age 2 and the success of the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, that Dragon Age Inquisition had to be a game of the year for the series to continue, and in my opinion, it was. So fantastic.
Yeah.
But I said back then they had to do something huge. They had to break all the limits that they had. They had to go on and change things because things weren't going very well. Otherwise, people would just be like,
whatever, man.
You look at the, I know some people might not say that. Elder Scrolls and Dragon Age, they're not really in battle with each other. I argue that they kind of go.
They really, really are.
It's a very similar start. It's the exact genre. It's fantasy RPG. So yeah. Indirectly, they do compete with each other.
I think Dragon Age adheres a little bit more to the BioWare crowd, obviously the story, but it's still high fantasy. They're the two big high fantasy juggernauts in gaming. And
yes, fuck you, Final Fantasy.
yeah, well, I don't even know what they're doing, but we've spoken about there, in great deal. But
Final Fantasy's completely different genre altogether, so we don't count that.
It's they're more movies than they are games.
That J makes a big difference in the RPG.
Yeah, God damn it.
What does the J stand for? It's not Japanese, because I know Japanese people play games.
Oh, that's a good one. I give a round of applause for that. That's a burn right there. That's a burn.
I got to figure out what that J stands for now.
Juvenile
RPG.
Juvenile. I like that. Juvenile RPG.
It's about right though.
Yeah,
I mean, most sorry, yeah, just fell. This is the problem of playing said game that you are currently dealing with on the podcast while being on the podcast.
Is this your last minute revision?
Yes.
I've noticed today, by the way, loads of people have been going on and just been playing Dragon Age Inquisition throughout Xbox on the day. I know Matt was playing it earlier as well.
Yep.
I was playing it earlier.
I'm going to say now, I went to school with Martin, and I am not surprised, Martin. I am not on bed.
Oh, at least I'm not asleep halfway through this yet.
That's true.
Although, in Martin's defense, he's actually played the game.
Oh, shut up. I've watched it.
Oh, Tom's got burns today. Oh, all those depressing
Say
games.
that J stands for jalapeno.
Yeah. Okay, let's get on track here. So,
And right like that, I've lost it. Sorry, go on.
Your segue here.
Yeah. Huh?
Your segue to get back on track. Wait, that could have been... Okay, no, that was a segue. Yay!
Yeah, there you go. You're putting too much pressure on me doing segues, and it's not natural anymore. It's too.
You gotta let it flow.
It's manufactured now. It's got to feel right. It's got to feel in the moment. That's the way it has. So the game here is a much larger game than Dragon Age 2. It takes place in the two major continents of the and status, and it's the first time that players have been able to explore Orlais, which has been a big lore section of the game. But we've never been able to go there. We've been very rarely been able to talk from people from that region, and we get to experience their culture. And there's a really awesome mission involved with the politics and stuff. And it's more. Yeah, very good mission done by them. And this game, I would state, before we talk about certain aspects, it firmly places you at the helm of the Inquisition, and your actions move towards a considerable threat. It's not like Dragon Age 2, where almost like you're the handyman, you're watching everyone else's actions, you're kind of reacting to
the glorious do-it-all man.
Jack of all trades. Oh, that's my god, that's what the J stands for. Sorry.
There is an argument to be made that with these games, obviously, when they're leading up to, you can't obviously have like hugely different endings, because how do you code that for a next game? So I understand where they're coming from. But yeah, I actually am with Chris here, even with Inquisition a little bit, that I love the game, but at the end of the game is still relatively the same, regardless of the choices that you made.
It's quite railroaded at the end of it.
Yeah, it kind of like it splits out and then it meets back in at the end, in terms of choices. And like I said, I do understand it's incredibly hard to do different endings and go on from there. But
I think with how it is, it's like, this is how it's going to end, but it's like, how is it going to end, sort of thing.
Is it
like there's a definitive ending to end this game? This will happen.
Yeah. Like is it more about the journey than it is the end? Is that really?
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing.
But do you know what? Actually, what I wonder what they were doing was we can all agree that the Cassandra and Varric bit was a comical time.
A what, sorry?
Comical exchange, the comical.
Some of it was, yeah.
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly, just halfway through the story, Cassandra comes in and goes, "Bullshit! Tell me the truth."
Yeah, that's the sort. But that brings you out of.
Oh, that moment! I remember. You're referring to the moment in 2 where they're just making up this, where he's clearly making up this story, how he just like bursts in and kicks like 20 shades of shit out of everyone. Yeah.
But
Bethany's there with her giant boobs.
Yes, that was one of the questions. But from our Kittens quiz, I remember that. But no, what I was going to say was, has anyone else seen the Princess Bride movie?
No.
Yes.
Right, Tony, that's your homework.
I've seen the
You
Princess
have 2
Bride.
daughters.
What the hell is the
wrong with
Princess
you?
Bride? I don't know what the hell that is.
I don't know how.
Is it like the Anne Hathaway movie?
One of the best fantasy. Okay, basically, it's a story that was written by someone years and years and years ago, and then it was rewritten by William Goldman. Goldman, and he is a scriptwriter, and he wrote it for the film as well. However, he took a very comical turn on it, which was very, very risky, and he was basically taking the mick out of it as a fantasy genre, taking the mick out of the fantasy genre in general. And throughout it, it was a 90s film, very early 90s, and throughout it, they would cut back to the story. Okay, it starts off, and I call myself a storyteller, as a grandfather reading the story to his grandson, and then the grandson's all like, "Oh, I don't want to read this. This is boring. It's all got kissing and girly stuff." So every so often throughout the story, we will cut away from the story and go back to the grandfather reading to the grandson, and the grandfather will go, "You don't want it, but I'll stop there because you don't really want to read this." And then the grandson's like, "No, wait, but what happened next?" And what the writers and the director was trying to do is try to say, "We caught you out there, watchers, viewers. We know that you are getting into this. You thought you weren't going to. You thought you were going to take the mick, but we caught you out. Got you red-handed. You were interested." That is what they're doing.
Kind of. Well, Cassandra did mirror that, because when she starts off, it's just like, "Tell me the truth. I don't care about anything else." And suddenly she's already had her mind set up, but then suddenly halfway through, something would happen. Some definitive event would happen in the story. Suddenly she'd be like, "Oh, I guess I wasn't so sure about something after all. Hawk wasn't such a dick."
Is that why she's such a fan of his in the third one?
Kinda.
Well, she wanted him to lead the Inquisition. That was the whole story there. That's what she's trying to find him. The one thing I would say, just like talk about Dragon Age 2 and some might say, I obviously understand I think part of the issue with Dragon Age 2 is I think that some of the side quests, when you look back on them, you just can't remember them as much as you did in the first one. So like it seems like the journey to get to the end, which as we all know is still relatively linear, it just wasn't as memorable. It wasn't as much of a journey, and it just felt...
I mean, I'll admit the only side quest that I really remember is actually one. I think the only reason I remember it is because it came up because I'm playing Inquisition again. I just made up a whole new tapestry. But the only thing I remember, side quest I remember, is the guy's. Oh, the mighty power guy who's like, oh no, the Viscount's son's like, oh no, he's gone fucked off with the Kunari. I was like, but was that really a side mission? Because it was kind of major in the center of the story.
It does.
It's a real little thing, though.
But it's still something that should impact the journey that you make in that campaign. And I just don't find that Dragon Age 2 has nearly enough memorable pieces in that. Then,
well, this from.
Yeah, but what I'm saying in comparison to the original, like you might have Variks in Dragon Age 2, but you had tons of stuff that was really good in Dragon Age Origins, and that's why I feel like that. And to a point, I also think that the companions in Dragon Age 2, when you stack them up to the rosters of the first and third one, there's just no comparison. Like the companions in Dragon Age 2, I'm just going to state it now, pretty much suck. Right?
Generic and bland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's not a lot of them.
But I'd argue it's not even the number. It's the fact that a lot of them are very forgettable. That's what I'd argue. It's not even the
You
amount.
probably end up using the same 3 people.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are struggling to remember them now.
I thought she was sweet.
Naive.
I thought she was sweet. She was kind of the oh honey kind of characters, wasn't she?
She annoyed
This
me.
is Meryl.
Yeah, Meryl.
Every time I had an opportunity, it's like, and then I'm going to do this. That's blood magic, you stupid bitch.
No, none of that.
Get back in your cage, Meryl. I'm not going to use you anymore. Sort of stuff.
Oh, but that's the thing with BioWare. They do wonderful banter, don't they? You can't name any other game that does decent banter like they do.
They got top banters. Does BioWare banters for days?
Banter for days.
Banter for days.
I think it's just the thing is, it's like more of those reasons. It's like, well, we've already got enough like graphic bloodshed and things like that to justify an 18 rating. Let's just stick the sex talk in it as well. Fuck it.
It's not going to do.
Well, we need to insert some form of light-heartedness, humoury, styling. Fuck it, sex talk.
Yeah.
It did come across as light-hearted.
I was worried romancing her because she had an STI. I know she had an STI. Definitely had.
That's
an
what
STI.
magic was for. That you heal that STI nonsense.
There's no way that in the law that
saying
you
that
can
hand up
cure
high.
syphilis.
That was
Okay,
proud.
I'm not taking a chance with syphilis. All right.
I can say right now, hands.
It could have been worse.
Proud. I am Team Daggers, man. All about them daggers.
Could have just turned everybody into Darkspawn.
Okay, we talked a lot about Dragon Age 2. Let's start talking about Dragon Age Inquisition. I've got a few bullet points, a few questions to ask you guys, a few spice little bits and nuggets of information for you guys to debate around.
Very quickly.
Sorry?
Martin needs to play it quickly then.
Yeah.
Hey, doesn't bother me. Spoilers alert. I'm well aware of that.
Okay. So first of all, hands up. Who has completed the game?
Mate.
I've seen the ending. I'm happy with that.
And just to advise our fans or listeners of the show, this is going to be hugely spoilerific of the game going forward. I didn't say that before because Dragon Age 2 has been out for so long. But Dragon Age Inquisition, this will be huge spoilers. And I know it's been out for a couple of months still, but I just want to advise, spoiler alerts! Don't listen any further if you don't want to know anything, because we will tell full spoilers from the start to finish of the game. So, Dragon Age Inquisition. It starts off, as we say, you are the leader of the Inquisition. Big story going around. You have to build up this force to deal with the threat of Corypheus. As we stated there before, he is the big bad dude. So, first of all, I want to talk about the gameplay of Dragon Age Inquisition. I want to ask you guys, how did you guys like the MMO-like aspects of the questing system? Did you like the way that it was done, or do you think that maybe it did draw out some of the side quests, well, they weren't as entertaining, or do you think that was exactly what you liked in regards to the MMO stuff? You have to admit, it was very MMO-like. He had loads of maps, loads of collectibles, tons of missions.
Well, to be fair, and also everything, it always leads back to, like, the Inquisition now has more influence And influence is so crucial, especially considering I'm now playing again and playing as a rogue. I'm like, right, I want the deft hands and the fine tools, and I want to have like the extra hiding or whatever, the better searching, but it's all in. But I was like, great, I just need loads of influence.
I know I liked it because almost every little thing that you did, at very least, gave you something at the end. And maybe that is, I'm a huge MMO player, as you guys know. Guild. It's no secret. I like Guild Wars, But
really,
the fact that everything that you do at very least has something attached to it, I just think that's rewarding, even for the small things that you do.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. That's a bit I want to raise an issue with. On there, you can find logging camps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or you can get the Inquisition perk allows you to find them. But you need to find a fort first. Now, looking at this, this is the first playthrough on the new Xbox because I haven't transferred my data through yet.
Yeah.
Even on my old save files, I've never found a fort.
So yeah, we're talking about keeps. You can't get them away. Martin, you were saying about keeps and stuff that you need to get them and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, it's more a case of the first Inquisition resource gather mission thing that you can get. It's the one after you just completed the first little bit where you get free, you're then given.
You get to Haven, yeah.
Yeah, you get to Haven. You're then the head of the Inquisition. It's the one where you need the one logging camp and the 15 weapon fragments or whatever it is.
Yeah.
59.
How do you get the logging camp if you need the forts to find
the
it?
logging camp actually it's in Haven.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one in Haven.
Camp in Haven.
Yeah.
And
If you just sort of leave Haven and just wander off into the woods, you find it.
That shows you to find quarries and logging stands. It indicates where they are. You can't.
Yeah.
They're still in the
map
world.
markers.
You just need to find them.
Yeah, they don't appear when you get that. They're just like that. That's just map.
They just show up.
Appear on the map. So they are actually around you. There's some scattered in the hinterlands as well.
Fair play.
Yeah.
I've never stumbled across one, you see. So.
Oh, they are hard to find. You walk past them quite a few times, especially when you get the map markers come up and you went, oh, for fuck's sake, I've walked past that thing like a dozen times.
When you hit the map marker and you just think, I've actually completed every side mission in this map. Shit.
No need to return.
Yeah, I had no reason to come back here. Fuck.
I do actually cheat and just go onto Wikipedia, Dragon Age Wikipedia, and say, show me where all the locations are, and then I just...
That's breaking immersion, Tom. You can't do that.
Yeah, do you know what else is breaking immersion? Trying to find my shit.
Yeah.
It's like when I bought Inquisition, the woman in game was just like, did you want the book for this? Like, no. I will figure it out myself.
See, I just imagine really indignant about that.
Just sort of just rise above it all. It's like, no! Be gone, stupid woman, for I will seek the quest.
Keep your book of filth. I will complete this game on my own.
This book of pussyfooting.
Yeah.
Does not partake in any of your dalliances of terms of finding things without myself or whatever. I don't know.
Strategy guide.
We're going off a weird
I don't
tangent.
even know what the hell I was trying to say.
And then a bit, you were just like, blah.
It was.
It's like you started off pretty strong and then your brain suddenly went, no.
Hey, Tom was so as lost as he was in that at the time in Dragon Age Inquisition when he went halfway up a mountain before he realized he was going in the wrong direction.
Wait.
I'm sure that's happened to a lot of people.
Everyone's
Oh
done it.
no! That bit when you're going up to the Valley of the Sacred Ashes.
You just started and you were like, oh my gosh, I've just gone in the wrong. This map is so huge, you can literally go anywhere, and I've gotten lost.
Oh no, that might be the hinterlands actually, because I literally played Dragon Age 2 before I went there, so just suddenly being dumped into the middle, I was just like a tame rabbit being released into the wild. I didn't have a clue what I would do or where I would go.
Too much freedom. Too much freedom.
Yeah. Well, I spent 15 minutes like finagling my way up like a cliff face, got to the top and then like looked directly across the way to a path that led up the side of the cliff.
I've done that a few times. You're glitching your character up the mountain by tapping A, just trying to get up there, and you're like, oh yeah, seems a lot more simple.
Yeah, and then your companions teleport up there like, so.
It's like, oh, thank God I didn't have to worry about you guys.
Yeah. Although you can use that to your advantage. If you get like halfway up a cliff face, sometimes your companions will teleport to the top ahead of you. So you can swap up to one of them who's at the top of the mountain, then your character will then teleport up to the top and you can switch back.
Ah.
Pro tip by Fraknyr. Yeah, that's it.
Pro tips.
That's it. So you guys did like the MMO aspects. How much did the inner completionist in you just make you want to just like? I spent way too much time in the hinterlands right to start off with.
Oh yeah,
I have this time round. I will admit.
Yeah. Got to get all the shards, solve all the puzzles, find all the landmarks, get all the mosaic pieces.
That's the one thing I didn't do, the mosaic pieces, but everything else I did.
Yeah.
I think it's because the mosaic pieces are just an absolute arsehole to find.
Oh yeah, they are really well hidden. They are they can literally be anywhere.
You just stumble across it rather than I found it.
Yeah, they can be in a cave or they can be lit up against a rock in the middle of nowhere. It's like, what the fuck?
Literally, they just finished the game. It's just like, what can we do to make them a little bit more angry?
It's like key in random map coordinates, scatter across map.
Sprinkle them like seeds to birds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, good. And in terms of the combat and stuff that's in Dragon Age Inquisition, it does lend itself a lot to Dragon Age 2. But they did return the tactical map, the overhead map. Did you guys use that a lot? I have to say I didn't really.
No.
I used it a bit for like big groups of enemies or like
the big fights.
Yeah.
I use it quite a bit for dragons.
Yeah, so do I actually. Just to like stack stuff up so you can do it that way, because a lot of them require like specific strategies to complete them, or they need like armor wearing down. So
that's it. It's like, oh no, they've got their guard up. Right, all of you.
I
just
did not
wail on it.
I didn't do that. I just literally just went, right, everyone do your thing. I'm just gonna
sit back over here and whistle Dixie.
Everyone just do something.
The one thing I found that was annoying, that I think the only thing, as I said, I used the tactical map for, was occasionally trying to move out like multiple members of my team when like, I was fighting the dragon that has like the electric like powers, and then my characters decided it'd be a great idea to go swimming in fucking water when there's an electric dragon going around. I'm like, why are you standing there electrocuting to death? You can take one step backwards and you'll be fine.
I actually watched Sarah commit suicide the first time I fighted that, because she did that really cool like multi-arrow backflip move.
Oh yeah,
she did that. She multi-arrow backflipped into the water and then promptly died. I was like, oh god,
oh god bless you, Sarah.
So let's go revive her. God, it's like Cassandra, Bull, keep it busy for a minute.
While I wade through electricity to go and revive Sarah. So in terms of the combat now, how did you guys find it? Do you think it was a good mix? So a lot of people say it was a mix of like the first two games. I thought it lended itself more to Dragon Age 2 combat than it did the first one, but that's
it was more in lines of 2. It was a bit more streamlined.
Yeah.
So
it's fluid.
Yeah. Although I don't know, it's like mine. Have you got it on the Xbox 360 or the Xbox One?
360. I haven't quite upgraded to one yet.
Yeah, I think like I'm the only one of us that's got like a next gen console. And playing it on the Xbox One, it can be a little bit janky sometimes. You can and there can be like combat errors for like teleporting enemies that come out of nowhere, or enemies that randomly pop into existence and you're randomly in the middle of a fight. Sometimes the fight sounds don't load. I played for like a full 30 seconds before I actually got like any kind of fight.
That's not just on the one.
That does happen on the 360. What I mean by fluid is the skill trees and that actually do trigger as they're meant to. At least that's what I've found so far.
And they're easy to navigate as well. Too often in games like this where you have skill trees, they're just a huge convoluted mess where you can't really make sense of what you want to do. But in this one, like, they're nice drop downs. You can see where you want to go. You can go, I want to buy that skill to get to that big ass skill at the bottom there. Yeah. So you can plan it out nicely. Whereas other games, it gets all convoluted and fucking crazy, and you end up buying shit you don't want. And you can also reset quite easily as well, which is quite nice.
Oh yeah.
They give you like one reset for free, don't they, without spending any money, and the rest of them afterwards spend a little bit of money. But like I find, because obviously you get the specializations later on, you're gonna want that reset to be able to like fully trait into it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the specializations are quite like they take a while to get. It's like one of the ones I picked.
Thing is, I never actually. My first playthrough, I never went for a specialization.
Oh really?
You see,
As
the
a
one I'm
mage, I
looking
was literally
forward
just
to,
like, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? And they're like, no, I just want to be spellcasting badass.
Yeah. You see, all the specializations I've looked at are actually really fucking easy to get, and I've played it through twice now. I played it through as a rogue and as I played through it 3 times actually, because I've almost completed it with my mage. So I've done a mage, a rogue, and a warrior. The warrior ones are actually the most difficult ones.
Yeah,
the mage ones and the rogue ones are really easy because you just find all that shit along your travels. The champion one, in the warrior tree, you have to hunt 3 or 4 fuckers down different maps.
That was the first one I went for. That's why I'm saying it was so difficult for me to get it. It like took me ages to actually get all the stuff.
That's really difficult. And some of them in areas that when you get to the specialization bit and you have the chance to earn the specialization, some of these people are in areas that you are vastly underleveled for. Yeah. I mean, I went into like Emperor de Lyon and got my ass fucking handed to me in like the first 8 seconds. I walked in, I was like, oh, there's a group of enemies over there. I'm going to go grind some level. Oh shit, I'm all dead.
The Red Temple is up
screaming.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, they've all like just bitch slapped me into oblivion. I better reload my last save. I'm going to go back to the hinterlands and make myself feel better.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, the one I'm looking forward to is Knight Enchanter.
Apparently that's like the class that if you want to solo dragons, the Knight Enchanter is the one that you need.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Looking at it, what you do is you basically get yourself your barrier up, and then you just keep hitting it with Spirit Sword, I think it is, and it just keeps regenning your barrier.
Yeah, you do become a bit of a powerhouse when you reach that one. It's just like, I'm a mage, I'm a powerhouse, I'm just going to fucking own everyone.
Yeah. They say that the people that have managed to solo the dragons on the hardest difficulty used Vivienne, and like they basically, because she's the Knight Enchanter, if you fully spec down, she becomes like an uber tank that can do lots of damage at the same time. It's pretty mental.
Yeah, even though Vivienne is by far my most hated character.
We're going to get into that very soon, like the companions and stuff like that. In fact, that's actually my next one. What a segue there. Chris, you segued and you didn't even know it. That's the way it goes. Yay! Let's talk about companions. We're going into the story now in regards to how we thought. There's some of the side quests, and the majority of this game is, I'd say, in terms of the more interesting story elements that are outside the main story. I don't involve your companions, which is pretty much a staple of BioWare as a whole. Mass Effect, and you get emotionally involved in the characters. Hence why you find their side.
And you can have them have relationships.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and they have personalities, which I bloody love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, companions, there are 9 in this game that you can take along with your journeys. Some of them you can banish as soon as you get them, or you can just keep them along.
Some of them you could just not acquire entirely. You can tell them to fuck off as soon as you meet them.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't like the looks of them, tell them to get the hell out of
I'm here to help. I don't want your help. Okay.
I think the only companions you are stuck with are Cassandra and Varric.
And Solus.
Oh, and Solus, and that's it. And that covers the warrior, rogue, and like mage base, basically. Yeah. And then like everyone else, you can pretty much tell to piss off as soon as you meet.
Yeah, like Vivienne, you can tell I don't want you in the Inquisition right from the get-go. Sarah, you can tell her bugger off. Blackwall, you can also make him leave if you just keep mouthing off too much.
Yeah. Or you can kill him.
All that,
you can kill him during his quest, which I really fucking liked. I loved his side quest, and it took me completely by surprise.
Definitely. It's just all like what? I use you for everything, damn you!
Yeah, I definitely didn't see that one coming. No, I was like, wow, plot twist.
Gosh, you should. If there was ever an EastEnders, ending thing, it should be the most. Companions. Let's talk about them there now. What ones were your favourites? Just say one.
Bull.
Oh God, how do you pick?
I know, right?
Bull.
Well, we know Matt's just easy.
And because it reminds you of you, there's Matt.
No, I don't know. Well, I quite took to Sarah. during my first playthrough, she was the one I connected to the most. It was like her and Cole I actually connected to the most. Everyone else I liked, even though Cassandra, because I was thinking about talking about this as well. So I split them into like 3 categories. My the most surprising character, my best character, and my worst. Obviously, Vivian's my worst because she's just a bitch. Fucking hate her. It's like and my best character was Sarah, just because I connected to her and I found her charming, funny, and a bit weird.
Is it because that you are also a child at heart?
Yes.
Because that is essentially Sarah.
Imagine you just stealing Edward's trousers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
But you
breaches.
don't take yourself too seriously.
In the romance, she bakes you cookies. Bakes you cookies, man. Instant win.
This is the reason why I'm so distraught that Sarah only goes for the ladies, because I was just like, I want to romance her, then suddenly it's just like, oh.
Oh, balls. I was going to romance her in this way.
Oh.
Like when you're meeting her, suddenly she's just come out of somewhere and it's just like, right, get ready up. All these lads are coming out to try and kill us, and I've got no trousers. I'm like, what? Is this happening? Oh my god, this is actually really happening. I am so delighted.
It's like, I took all their bridges.
That's it. As long as you don't take yourself too seriously, then you'll get on fine with Sarah. Otherwise, it's just like, nah, I kind of want just fun. And it's like, oh.
You can piss her off really easily by just being all high and mighty, being like, I am the leader of the Inquisition, you bow and kneel to me. And she's like, I hate you.
No.
Yeah. Although my most surprising...
Hasn't she?
Yeah.
Hmm?
She's got the best tavern song ever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's fucking awesome. I do like the tavern music. It's so good. But, yeah, it's like my most surprising character out of the whole thing is kind of like a combo. It's like kind of I've been most surprised by 2 characters, and that's Varric and Cassandra. Varric is vastly different now than he is in Dragon Age 2, because everything that happened to him in Dragon Age 2 has had a chance to weigh on him, and with everything that happens with Corypheus, he's now more somber, and he's a bit more like he's just a bit more depressive, and he's a bit whiny, and it's like, oh, Varric, be funny again.
It's a more beat down.
He's a lot more serious in this one than he was in Dragon Age 2. Like, he's a lot less witty, and he, like in Dragon Age 2, he was like one of my favourite parts of Dragon Age 2 because he was witty. He always had a decent comeback regardless of how bad the situation was.
I will say now, he had in Dragon Age 2, he had the best character introduction, didn't he? Crossbow where state play pickpocket to the side and just like, you don't have you just can't do this, mate. Take the pocket bag of gold out of his hand, slap him across the face. Off you go. Don't bother me.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not good enough for Hightown.
Yeah. Throws you back your money and just twirling an arrow in between his fingers going, how do you do? I am the best thing in this game.
You guys, you do realise that Varric was telling the story, so that probably didn't actually happen like that.
Probably
It's
not.
fine, but I'll accept that it did.
Yeah.
I saw it in game, it counts to me.
I mean, he's not a bad character. It just surprised me that he was a little bit more depressive in this one than he was in the last one.
You kind of feel a little bit just like Varric. What happened to you, man?
I quite like the little tip of the hat that Varric was an author, of the fact Cassandra's actually a massive fan of his work.
And that leads me on to my second best character in the whole fucking game. Cassandra gets such a better story in this one. I mean, like while I was playing through Dragon Age 2, I was like, I'm not going to like this woman. She's just going to be an uptight, starchy bitch who's got a sword shoved up her ass. But no, she actually turns out to be actually quite a deep character. She gets a lot of emotional shit that happens to her, and she gets a lot of good emotional depth given to her, and she gets a really fucking cool quest with Varric and his books, which is epic because you catch her reading a book and she reacts like you caught her fapping to 50 Shades of Grey.
Pretty much.
But unfortunately, she has no sense of
humour. Oh, that is a terrible comparison and a terrible image.
Yeah, but she does. She reacts so you're like, oh, what you reading there? She's like, what? Hey, I have nothing. What are you doing? What's everyone doing? What's the moon doing? What are you doing? What's he doing? Let's go ask him what he's doing.
It's like, sort of, you should be busy. You're the Inquisitor and that, not finding out what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything. Why?
Yeah. It's like, okay, what are you really doing? I'm now really interested in what you're doing.
Have you seen that when Cassandra actually reads that book to Cole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually saw that bit. I was like, oh, that is really cool. It's like she's reading to Cole and and because she makes a comment about I think Cole's got to be at like a certain level of liking you or something, or like there's got to be a specific set of circumstances. But while you're questioning her about the book, he walks past, make an offhanded comment about her reading to him, and she went, "I never did that." She went, "Yeah, you did. You were quite into it, actually." What's a dick?
I had he suddenly walked past and was just like, dude, I couldn't even get past the first 2 chapters. It's bored me to tears. It's dribble love. And she was just like, no, it's the best book ever.
Yeah. I do understand where you're coming from, though, Chris, because from playing Dragon Age 2, I didn't think I would like Cassandra. And, it's like, she's much more fleshed out, obviously, as you'd expect. Yeah. But I just wasn't, I kind of expected I'd be like, she's just kind of around, and no, she's got a lot more to her.
Yeah. I mean, I expected her to be like, kind of like very, very cookie cutter and very like one-dimensional, but...
Well, the other thing with Cassandra is she is a hopeless romantic.
Oh, I love that. She's just like, I
just want flowers, candles, and poetry.
It's like, I could never look at her in the same way again. I could never not look at Cassandra and like not see the hopeless romantic that just wants to be treated like a real woman.
Romance bit. You actually, where the Inquisitor literally just tells her to meet him at a grove somewhere, and he's got candles everywhere. He's reading a poetry book, and she just says, "That's not the poem I wanted you to read."
Yeah. And she, like, you're reading this really kind of romantic one.
Womanly voice ever.
Yeah, but she starts reading this like really hot and steamy one, doesn't she? It's like, oh damn, Cassandra.
She'll be ready for it, man. She wants some loving. That's what she wants.
So, she is proper ready for it in that one. It's like, oh damn, Cassandra.
Let's talk about Iron Ball for a bit. I know Matt said that Iron Ball was his favourite.
Iron Ball, he is an amazing character.
He's cool.
Voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr.
Which was shocking, I know.
Nice.
But the thing I like with Iron Ball is he's a proper comedy character as well.
I'm not yet.
Rather than sort of like you kill your first dragon and then you go into the tavern and then there's just like you and Iron Ball just knocking back drinks of whatever,
I love that, yeah.
Whatever the hell the Kunari drink.
Yeah.
Like pure ethanol or something.
Yeah.
That'll put some chest on your chest, I think was the word he said.
Yes.
Yeah.
I quite like him. He does have some really good moments, actually, Iron Ball. He has some good conversation stuff.
I do have to confess that if I was going to go for a gay Inquisitor, I would go for Iron Ball.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go for Dorian, no?
I'm very tempted by Dorian because I like him. He's got character.
He's got class.
Oh, he is a class.
Dorian is suave as fuck, but I think he's wasted as a mage. I think he would have been much better as a rogue.
I think it would be just too...
He looks like a fucking pirate.
A large part of Dorian's character, though, is that he's from Tevinter, and like just the fact that you're from your Tevinter, pretty much, you're a mage. So
yeah,
he just looks like a rogue to me. I just thought, why are you a mage? Just like wasted, dude. You could just like kind of arrow someone and just like come up with a quip comment about like sticking them with something.
The thing is, I'm now curious how I'm gonna get Dorian.
What do you mean? You get the way that you got Cole is the way you'll get Dorian if you've done it the other way around.
Yeah, they swap over.
Yeah,
and Cole.
Like Dorian will just turn up in the keep somewhere.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Someone let me in, please.
Yeah, he just turns up at the gates of Haven when it's getting attacked, like Cole did.
The cool thing, I like it though. I mean, that's the first big choice of the game. We're talking about that now in terms of the story. We'll go back to companions, but like the first big decision of the game is who do you try and recruit in? Do you get the Templars or do you get the mages? And I found that the majority of people did choose the mages to start off with. Yeah. But if you choose the Templars, then you get a completely different. Like you still have Corypheus to fight, but he's got a different lieutenant. And like he's got the story changes a bit then that you can do side quests to find more about that new lieutenant rather than
shut up, I'm about to find out.
Yeah, I've actually played through that side bit. It's actually quite interesting how they change everything around.
Yeah,
because I've sided with my first playthrough was a mage, so was I really going to side with the Templars first time round? No.
Maybe you
Sorry.
Remember that?
Oh, sorry, I said maybe you like irony.
True.
Irony.
No, the ironic thing was the first guy I took. I made Tranquil.
Oh yeah, that is ironic.
Turned a mage who sided with the mages. Tranquil.
It removes their magic abilities and basically makes them motionless.
Why? Why would you do that?
He doesn't deserve his power.
Because I killed the Krogan. That's why.
Stop mentioning the Krogan, damn it. And that's another thing. Iron Bull was my Rex.
Oh! Did you not see the bit in the Winter Palace where they got a Krogan head on a plaque?
Yeah, that's in the multiplayer, isn't it? The multiplayer bit. If you do the Elysian...
That's actually in the single player. You actually go... Some unknown beast has been found during the Year of the Dragon 9-03.
And it's a Krogan head, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a Krogan head.
On the walls of the Winter Palace in Orlais.
When you're doing the Elysian, mate. Oh, I've got to look out for that next time.
It's in the trophy room, literally to the instant left of when you go through the door.
Yeah, keep an eye out for it. I saw that and I was like, that's cool. Rex had a bad day.
Oh, come on. We can all admit that Rex would not be taken down by some fucking Orlesians.
No, he's probably got...
They've got a pretty big army, you know.
Yeah.
No. Oh, jeez.
Maybe he was demoralised because I killed his race.
Yeah,
that's the way.
No. I've seen Rex elbow drop a fucking shuttle, or legions, no matter how many, would not have taken Rex down.
I'm sorry, the Elysian are the French, and they don't really pose much of a threat.
Wow, there was a bomb dropped on this podcast, guys. Jesus Christ.
They were literally just like, we need. What stereotype are we going to go with? Let's just go with the French.
Yeah,
well,
I noticed
they do look a lot like Kansas, so what else would they go as?
Yeah, that was a real drop the mic moment, Matt. Boom,
I would like to apologise to any of our French
out.
listeners that were offended by Matt's comment. The fact is that he doesn't like French people. I think that's well done.
We're English. We have inbuilt prejudices.
They don't like us either.
100 years worth of prejudice.
That's it.
It's hard to let that go.
Let's go talk about companions. Was there any? I know Chris has said that you didn't like Vivienne. Is there any that you thought you just didn't get on with, that you just didn't use, or maybe you were just bored by them?
Cole
was good. Cole was a good character.
I liked Cole as a character. I just didn't use him.
I couldn't trust him. I kept him around in my first playthrough because I was like, I know what you are, and I will keep you where I can see you. Because you used to be a demon, didn't you?
He wasn't a demon, though.
He admits, I've literally, not 2 hours ago, done the bit where he, I used to be like you, comparing himself to the envy demon.
Yeah. How do you know specifically he was
used to be a spirit?
And he used to be a demon!
No, he used to be a spirit. That was the point.
He said he used to hurt people. Now he wants to turn his way around. So he became Cole. He used to be a demon.
And he does help people.
Yeah, but then he used to be a demon, and I can't trust him.
Past tense there, Matt. Let it go. Jeez.
Matt goes by once a demon, always a demon.
That's it.
That's a very sensible thing to do.
Yeah.
But
Chris, you will understand this quote. Innocence proves nothing.
But Matt, so you're not very fond of rehabilitation then?
So if we had that attitude, then the Krogan would be extinct, wouldn't they?
No, it wouldn't be that attitude that makes them extinct. It would be me who makes them extinct.
Exactly.
I made the
But the Krogan are a bit different from demons.
I don't know. They did come
Not
and
that
take over the entire galaxy.
They're like demons for hire, weren't they?
Kinda.
Any other characters that you didn't particularly like, get on with? I thought we talked about Varric. I mean, personally, I thought the guy was boring. I just have to say, I thought he was.
I wasn't a big fan of Varric this time.
Not on this time round. He wasn't as lively as I'd have liked him to be.
Yeah, he doesn't get enough he doesn't get nearly enough dialogue. So
As soon as I got another mage, Solaris was out of my party.
Solus, yeah. I was about to say, Solus wasn't a particularly gripping character.
He's an exposition machine.
Towards the end, he got gripping, though, didn't he?
Yeah, it's true. but it was that sort of moment. I was just sort of like, I have another mage now. I just got Vivienne. Solus, bye.
I did actually want to chat up Vivienne. As soon as I saw that flirt option, it's just like, I want to bang this chick.
Yeah, so did I, until she started talking. Yeah, I wanted to romance her as well until she started talking at length, and I realised she was a stone-hearted, hypocritical bitch.
Yeah, I wanted to talk her up as well until she started talking.
I wanted to
I'm a mage. I believe in equality for all mages. Throw the mages into a prison camp where we get them. They all can't be trusted.
Did you just compare?
I fucking kill them all.
Demon. What was it? What was it? What version of Chris is it? CPU Chris. CPU Chris just came out there for a little bit to talk to us.
CPU Chris.
CPU Chris. Do you remember that, Chris?
Yeah, I remember that.
See, with the fact that he now sounds very distant.
CPU Chris has taken over.
CPU Chris is taking over.
Pissed me off. It was like she had a whole 5-minute speech about how she thinks mages should get more rights and she believes about mage equality. And then as soon as you recruit the mages, the first time around I recruited the mages, it was like Vivian disapproves. What the fuck does she disapprove? So I went and chatted to her. It was like, we should put them all in we should have made them our prisoners. None of them can be trusted. They could all be possessed at any given moment. I was like, well, what about you, you stupid bitch? If I put them in a prison camp, I've got to chuck you in it too, because you're a fucking mage, you moron.
And I'm a mage as well, so I may as well chuck myself in as well. While we're at it.
Yeah.
At which point the Inquisition loses all speed.
Yeah.
What the hell do you want us to do?
I mean, there was one point where I was chatting to her at Skyhold, and she's on that balcony because she has to have the balcony, fucking uppity bitch. And I was chatting to her like, is there a dropkick option? Can I dropkick her off the balcony, please? Preferably to the left, so she sails over that staircase and into the corner.
But Chris, would it be this is Sparta moment? This is Skyhold!
Yeah, it'll be this is Skyhold. Bang! Somebody clean her up with a mop and throw her over the wall.
This is what I think of your circle. Bosh!
Yeah. No, just open a fade rift above her head and suck her into the fade and go, have fun, bitch!
Let's talk about some of the characters who came back into the series because of the choices that I made before. I had Loghain come back into my story. That was pretty
cool. Really?
Nope.
In the storyline where you are doing the stuff for the Grey Wardens, Hawk's storyline, if you had made Loghain part of the Grey Wardens, then he is the Grey Warden that helps you, not the other dude.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
yes, you get to have Alistair, Loghain, or the guy who turns up in Dragon Age 2, the Orlesian sounding one.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name.
I don't think you can have Alistair in that situation. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can.
Can you? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've got Alistair as my warden in my second playthrough.
Yeah, you can do.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Liliana, obviously, played a huge part in this game as well. She was one of the...
she's back as well. It is a pity she isn't a...
romance option.
Yeah. Well,
kidding me, I'll romance her in the first one. I would have Inquisitor romance my Liliana.
Yeah. Well, I would have loved to have her as a companion option. Because I would have
they mention it, they bring it up, because he does go and ask her, it's like, why won't you be a companion? He's just and I could sort of understand, it's like, my skills as a spy master are much better suited to me being here. And I was like,
yeah,
fair point.
If I'm in the field, I can't hear what I hear.
Although the first time I played it, I hadn't played Dragon Age in a long time when I picked up Inquisition. And it's like, Liliana, what the fuck do I know that name from? That's ringing a major bell, and it didn't click until I actually started playing Dragon Age Origins on the PC. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, it's her!
There's one thing I love. Like, you say like you wanted Liliana as a companion.
Yeah.
It's that mission where it's like, if you side with the mages and you get drawn into what the world could be.
Yeah.
And Liliana kicks some serious ass.
Yeah, she just fucking goes batshit, and she's like all old and tortured. She's not skeletal. She's just like,
I don't understand. It's a year forward. How is she so old?
So wrinkled. They tortured the living fuck out of her. They drained the life out of her.
She is basically a shard of flint, sharp and cold.
That's probably what happens when you're not fed, as regularly as you should be, trying to be drawn out to get more information. I could see how someone can get that gaunt.
Yeah.
It's only a year that they've got.
This is a world where magic exists, so magic torture, blood magic. Yeah.
Blood magic will incur aging her. Like him, the Princess Bride.
Oh my god.
Princess Bride win.
It's going to be one of those episodes where I just refer to that one film.
I'm going to bring the tangent whip out if you carry on.
Yeah. Cullen makes a reappearance as well, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. From number 2, Cullen makes a reappearance. So, I think the only
and number 1. He was in number 1 as well. Cullen.
He was briefly, yeah.
Was tortured in the circle.
Yeah. And, Josephine pops up as well. She's pretty fun. Josephine's got some fun dialogue options. And her quest as well is actually quite interesting.
Yeah, so the one with the assassination request on her, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was pretty fun as well. Because you get a glimpse into Orlay's culture a bit more, don't you?
Well, sort of their business culture, isn't it?
Yeah, and like how ruthless they can be.
Yeah. The best return, though, I think, in this game, and it still goes hands down, who I believe is the hottest character in the Dragon Age universe, Morrigan.
Fuck yeah! As soon as she appears in that dress, it's like there should be like a big fanfare. Yeah. Fireworks. It's like, oh, Morrigan.
It's so funny because like I had it in the thing where I romanced Morrigan in the first game, and then I went through the portal with her. And if you do that and you talk to her, what's your relationship like with the hero of Ferelden? She's like, I would show you the letters, but they would be the kind of stuff that would make you blush. And I'm like, she's got such a dirty relationship with my previous character.
Yeah. You know? I've always liked the way she talked as well. I've always liked her tone of voice and the way she talks throughout all the games, because she's very sassy, she's very questioning, she's very like, she keeps you on edge a lot and she questions you a lot. I do like her.
That's funny because a lot of people criticise Claudia Black for being very bland and emotionless and actionless.
No.
That's what a lot of people say, though.
I think that's what they said in Pitch Black.
Well, they say about her generally.
Yeah, but everyone says that, she wasn't that good in Stargate either. I loved her in Stargate. I thought she was fucking brilliant in Stargate.
I love her, and I love her in Farscape. Far Cry is a game, darling. I
forget which one.
Yeah,
Farscape. Something far.
And then I think she's also been in Hemlock Grove. I think she was in.
What? Sorry?
Hemlock Grove.
Hemlock Grove.
Netflix.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
It's a Netflix original.
She's popped up in a lot of sci-fi and fantasy related stuff.
Yeah, but she's good at that.
Yeah, I mean, she's like the guy who plays like Rodney McKay in Stargate. She's one of those like people that consistently gets sci-fi and fantasy work, and they've been in like fucking everything.
Once you've made a career of doing that, then it's very hard to kind of get away from that.
Point interest was also in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Black was one of the admirals.
Yeah.
For the Kunari. What? No. Not the Kunari. God's sake, Tom.
The Quarrians. The Quarrians. You mean? Yeah.
And
she was the one who wanted to I want to save the Geth and all that lot. She was the
she wanted to research and dissect the Geth.
That's what I mean. That's what she was very sort of scientifically driven and stuff like that.
Yeah. Anyway, segueing back to Dragon Age.
As Haley put.
Yeah, so I like the voice acting in this game is actually really solid.
It is.
I can't even think of a weak link in terms of voice acting. Maybe Blackwall I thought was a bit bland. I think the majority of them.
I disagree.
Just no, you're wrong.
For a game with so many characters in it and so many personalities in it, the voice acting is pretty solidly done, and for so many NPCs in it as well.
That's true, yeah.
All the characters, they shine, but the problem is you've got so many great characters that some are not going to shine as greatly as they should.
Yeah.
I thought Scout Harding was really good.
Oh, she's epic.
I wanted to romance Scout Harding. I really did.
You can't.
Seriously, play a Kunari.
You can.
No, you can flirt with her.
You can drop cheeky flirts, but you can't actually romance.
Yeah.
You could have said, you've been flirting. What do you want to do about this? Then you could just say, I want to pursue this. And then that's it. You romance.
Nice.
Well, it's not really a romance when you stack up to the other ones. It's just like...
That's actually my problem when I romance Josephine, because everyone else gets naked and Josephine doesn't, and I'm just like...
You didn't get any boobs, is that what it is, Tom?
No boobs, and I really wanted to see that boobs.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I'm right here, man. Jesus.
And you're on Dragon Age, so hush.
I mean, I missed a lot of what...
Wow, that says a lot. I'm in the game, I'm right here.
Here's a funny story for you. I accidentally triggered the sex scene with Sarah on my first playthrough with my 5-year-old daughter in the room.
Oh, shit.
So I had to press the Xbox button to blanket out all the, the...
Look at me, children!
Because it doesn't just show Sarah's, it showed my characters.
Yeah, just chuck a fucking jumper over her head. Just pull a jumper over her head briefly. Oh, shit.
She was like, Daddy, what are you doing? Why aren't you playing the game? I was like, I don't want to tell you why I'm not playing the game.
Yeah.
It's like, go and see Mummy.
I think Mum's making cookies.
Yeah. Mum's got sweets. Go get her.
Oh dear. So as you can imagine, every single time then when I did my second playthrough and I romanced like Cassandra, when I thought, oh, it's coming to a point now where I think it might be happening, I was like, right, look around. Is there any kids around?
Yeah.
Are they going to be coming down
children.
soon? Okay, then carry on.
It's like check behind the sofa, checking all the cupboards just to make sure they're not hiding.
That's it.
They normally wait just for that one moment.
Yeah.
As soon as the boobs come out, Daddy!
Exactly that moment. You're like, oh bollocks. What was the point of even trying? Just to, Yeah. We're actually kind of running out of time. We'll talk about some of the other stuff. Let's talk about the ending.
Which part?
Well, the obviously
The whole part? Or...
Well, I don't think there's much really you can talk about the whole bit where you defeat Corypheus. I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. But the big talking point I think leads on is the stuff with Solus and with Flemeth.
That was something I didn't see coming. That was a nice little twist because we all suspected that there was something off about Solus. He knew just a little bit too much about the situation.
My first playthrough was just like, I thought he was just a traitor, but then it's just sort of like, oh, and he knew too much. Really? Well, I guess maybe if I actually spoke to him.
Yeah, I mean, I did as well. I mean, I spoke to him quite a lot, and I did think that maybe he was like a plant for Corypheus and he was like a double agent kind of thing. But no, he's just a straight up elven god.
Yeah, just straight up elven god. Bam.
Yeah, just straight up elven god, so's Flemeth, and it's kind of the whole situation is their fault.
Oh yeah,
because Solus kind of gave Corypheus the orb because he's a dick.
Oh. Wait, so why did she keep killing her children, taking their bodies?
Because it would allow her to come to be reborn anew.
The games you'll understand. I'm not going to explain on the podcast.
Well, then if she's a god, why does she need to keep stealing?
Well, simple summary. Here, you are now my daughter. I'm very old. You're quite young as a middle-aged woman. Nice. I now take your body.
Yeah.
I will be young forever.
Her physical form is not immortal. Her physical form is not a god. Her spirit is a god.
Okay.
Spirit needs to possess a mortal body. Thus, she raises daughters, then possesses them. That's where Morrigan comes from. She is simply a vessel for Flemeth to then inhabit.
Yeah. And depending on your choices, she takes a liking to the godchild and takes the archdemon's spirit away. But that kind of leads on to there. So the ending happens. Let's talk about what do we think happened. So I'll explain. Solus goes up to her. We've found out that he is the Dreadwolf. If you know the Elven lore, he sealed the Elven gods away. For whatever reason, people are debating. And then I think it's Flemeth or Mythal, whoever you want to call her as, apologise. Oh no, sorry. Solus apologises to her, and then it looks like some sort of essence carries into his body, and Flemeth dies. So she just passes out dead, not making a sound, but it looks like whatever was inside of her is now inside of Solus. So what do you think happened there?
Solus is now Mythal.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I think Mythal put herself inside Solus.
Where did he go? Did he go off? Off.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, well, that is a question. What happens to him as the Dreadwolf?
So she's going to be asking a load of questions.
Maybe they now inhabit one body. Because there is a references quite a few times to them having like a sort of romantic-esque relationship. So maybe they become one being.
Yeah. Because it's
are in that universe or any universe really.
A little one-word being. That's kind of an interesting concept.
It's what God and Jesus do.
Don't
forget the Holy Spirit.
Add that in there to the mix.
Let's not bring religion into this.
Let us not open that can of worms.
And I've already insulted the French. Let's not insult Christians.
We only have 20 minutes. Let's not open up that religious textbook, shall we? So yeah, it does open it up, and I do like the fact they did open up the ancient Elven lore, because there was a lot of stuff around that in the game that's just been sitting there waiting to be used. So it's kind of cool that the next game will explore that a bit and go from there.
Which is the thing? Is is it the next game or is it like the next
DLC
expansion?
I don't think it'd be a DLC. I hope it's not. If it is, I'll be pissed personally. But
it's too small to be it's too big to be a DLC.
Yeah.
But the one thing with Dragon Age DLC is it's not like they've been small. They've still been a good chunk of
there's been quite a bit of
time to put into it.
So.
Yeah, it's another character
in the whole. Have you guys downloaded the any of the new DLC stuff?
Well, the multiplayer stuff, that's for it. For Inquisition.
Inquisition.
I know what the in-game stuff. Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah. Is it any good or anything like that? 'Cause, I've downloaded the free one. I was thinking about downloading the paid one.
The starting stuff is good.
If the pay one is the one I'm thinking of, all you literally get is like, oh, look, fancy-looking armor and a pretty-looking weapon.
Yeah, you basically get dragon-themed armor.
In a pretty dress.
It is good to a certain degree, and after every major plot event, you'll get like a new set, which will be like equivalent
to
your
the next level set.
But
Yeah,
you'll usually find stuff that's better than it pretty quickly, and actually some of it is better taken. Well, you get schematics for the stuff later on in the game, so it's better to wait until you get the schematics, build a load of really decent shit with all like the crafting materials you've acquired. Then give them to your companions, because they'll sometimes be better weapons than you can give to them. Because you can give some of the weapons to your companions where you can't give the armor to your companions. So you can make some good armor. It's just worth waiting for the schematics to that stuff, because the actual weapons and armor themselves aren't really worth it. They're worth it for about 5-10 minutes, and then you'll find something better.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I just thought I'd ask, you see, because pick people's brains.
I mean, it's not exactly bad DLC. It's actually useful. It's just usually you'll find better stuff pretty quickly. Or I did anyway. I was quite lucky with my loot drops.
Shall we touch up briefly on the crafting system? Because it had a new Dragon Age Inquisition had a new crafting system compared to Origins and 2.
I actually found that quite cool. I found that really fucking useful, especially towards endgame. I found it really useful.
Yeah, endgame it's really good. That's where it comes into its own, because that way you can choose exactly. You got some really rare stuff, so you're just making some uber like dragon bones and all that crap.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Sarah had like a one-hit kill bow at one point.
Yeah,
it was fucking insane. She had like a one-hit kill bow. Like Dorian had like a really ridiculously powerful staff. Who was a warrior I had with me? I think it was fucking Cassandra. Oh no, it was Bull. I had Bull with me as well. He had like this insane AoE fucking hammer that would destroy anything.
Come on, man. Like, Bull would have to have the two-handed, considering his specialization was the Reaver.
Yeah.
It's just like, you are my DPS machine.
Yeah. Just go hammer shit. And yeah, I had like a big old hammer that was just the hammer of absolute doom. It's like me, well, at that time, I went back with that particular set of weapons and armor and group and polished off that 3-dragon group in, where is it? In whatever place it is, you get like 3 dragons in one spot.
In Brise de Leon, yeah.
I polished them off in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was like bang, dead, bang, dead, bang, dead.
I just love the fact that your highlight is the fact that you crafted Mjolnir and I just made a red coat a la Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. It's like, I create a weapon that ends the universe. You create something that looks pretty.
Red leather coats.
Yeah.
Complete with the tracks on it as well, you know. You've got the tape recorder, you know. Added boss.
Yeah. Also something we should mention as well, another race you can be. The Qunari. The first time the Qunari have been a actual choosable race and are actually really fucking useful and actually fit into the story. They're not just another race. Every character has a specific interaction, and every like NPC has a different interaction with you when you're a Qunari. Especially when you get to your Elysian Court, because everyone there is a fucking racist.
They're like, you're a Qunari mage. We fucking despise you.
One of them literally Chris Qunari just shouting out racist at every Elysian there.
Yeah, they were all fucking racist. The first NPC I talked to called me a cow.
Racist.
They called me a cow. They thought I was a like literally. She referred to me as a cow, and as a female Qunari, I took umbrage to that. I was like, okay, can I just impale her on a horn and wear her for the rest of the ball as just a social statement of like, yeah, I'm the Inquisitor. You fuck me off, I'm gonna stab you with my horns.
That would make quite a statement while you're dancing around.
My head.
Yeah.
Decorate my crown.
Yeah, as a Qunari, like I got nowhere near 100% approval when I was a Qunari. I think I got to about 60 before I gave up. I was like, oh fuck it, I'm not getting there. I went back as like an elf, and I managed to get 100% as an elf somehow. Yeah. Even though elves you get just a little bit more starting approval. I think you get about 40, whereas a Qunari you get like
for a Qunari, and you get -5 for an elf.
Yeah, it's just like
it's like even the first time round when I just went there as I was like a human. Like, but it's like, but you're a mage. Ooh.
Don't like the mage types.
just as like an average human, I think like you start off at around 45 or 50 approval, you haven't got that much work to do.
Yeah, you get +5 for a human noble.
Yeah.
You played the core bit a fair much.
With anything else, you have a detrimental effect.
Yeah, I was a dwarf for my first playthrough, and
nice.
she got they didn't like her for being a dwarf. They thought that she was like basically unable to be any sort of social standing because, like, you know, they live underground and all that crap. So.
Don't you
nibble for the kneecaps?
Yeah.
Hey, my character was treated like an animal for the whole fucking thing.
You know the funny thing in that dance though, at Halam Sharal, doing that as a dwarf is just so unnerving because they're talking and they're being very serious, but like, come on, it's a dwarf like dancing. It's like a little kid.
It's coming to a navel. You just can't take this seriously.
I mean, well, I was going to say earlier that like, as a Kunari, it's really funny because the game breaks itself sometimes, especially when you're talking to a dwarven or slightly shorter character, because the camera is focusing on the NPC, but the trouble is, the Kunari are so fucking tall that half of you is out of shot most of the time. It just got like the chest area. Yeah, you just got like the chest area or like the bottom of the chin just in frame. It's like, especially when you're talking to Harding.
So, Chris, the computer said no.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
essentially.
Okay.
Although I never, when I was playing as a Kunari, I never heard whatever Harding was talking because the angle the camera has to be at for the over-the-shoulder next to the head shot when you're talking to Harding is so fucking huge. She looks about 2 feet shorter than she is, and she's fucking adorable at that angle. It's like, I want to put bows in her hair and make cupcakes.
Cupcakes! Cupcakes
Like,
for the
shit,
win.
she just said something important to the plot. Have we got any bows? Cassandra, fetch me a bow.
No, not that bow. I'm talking about tighter bows.
Yeah.
It's like, Dorian, you've got to have something a bit frumpy on you. Come here.
Oh dear, I'm sure he would love that. You know, that's it.
That's one thing I want to say because going back to companions, and that's one thing I will say in EA's favour. They do gay relationships, not without discrimination whatsoever.
Yeah, gay, interracial, interspecies, just all over the map.
They did that in Mass Effect. It's not brand new because they did that in Mass Effect 3, but this is the first time I felt like they had genuine personality. Mass Effect 3, you had Trainer, you had Cortez, Pilot, and Communications. I never went into battle with them, so I didn't know them too well. But with Sarah and Dorian, I was just like, yeah, these two, they're all right.
Yeah, and you have to do the work for that sex scene. You have, you have to do some work for that, especially Sarah's one. Sarah has got the most convoluted quest ever.
Yeah.
It's like you've got to go talk to everyone about finding a gift for her, and then like. I think I went with Vivian's one in the end where she suggests like shaving something naughty into your pubic hair. Yeah. I was like, I've got to fucking do that. I just
she says that as a joke, and you're like, actually, that could work. You're like, what?
I will find that out soon enough.
Yeah, and then it turns out Sarah doesn't actually want a gift from you anyway, because she gives you a gift, and then you freak out about getting her a gift, so you go and ask everyone. And that actually led me into Blackwall's companion quest as well, because I went to talk to him about Sarah's quest. And he fucking vanished off the face of the earth. So I had to go and finish his quest before I could finish the romance quest. I was like, oh, so much work.
What did you just quickly? I don't want to go into too much. What did you guys all do with Blackwall?
I pardoned him. He was
I let him live, but he had, but he was like under the aegis of the Inquisition, so he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
so he was basically my prisoner.
That's pretty much just like, I'll allow you to live, but you are to maintain the image of Blackwall. You are still, as far as everyone's concerned, you're Blackwall. You are my tank in the field.
This is going to be awkward. I left the guy to rot in prison.
Did you?
That's fine.
Oh.
Tony, you are just the biggest asshole in video games.
Yeah.
Oh, you were a space Nazi. Now you're what kind of Nazi are you here?
Well, I may do that actually, because now with my mage campaign, I'm being like an absolute arsehole to fucking everyone.
Yeah. So
I mean, to be fair, I'm now playing as an elf rogue, so I may reap some hell. I've already told Cole to fuck off.
Cole's sweet.
Nah.
You listen to him talk and you just
like 2 straight playthroughs where I'm like, I don't trust him, but I'll keep him around. And this time it's like, nah.
You just don't understand his struggle.
I don't care for him.
You don't get him, man. You don't get him.
If he's got a struggle, he can take it outside. I really don't care.
Thank you, Matt.
I really want to see Hayley play this now, just so I can find out how much of a bin she's.
Oh my gosh! But so many people just get bitch slapped. Oh, it was
You can
such
punch
a
Solus in it.
Line up! I'm going to whoop everyone's ass.
You can actually punch Solus and Dorian. There's conversations
I have
where
to
you
do this now.
Really? You
Yeah.
punched Dorian.
because I can.
Basically, if you make them dislike you enough, then they'll say some really bad things towards you, and you have a chance to punch them. And then, like, I think Dorian, that's the last thing that makes Dorian leave. And like Solus, then he doesn't leave for obvious reasons. But he gets like the look he gives you after getting punched. He's like, "You bitch."
Wait, was it a gasp, you bitch, or was it just now our eyes just like, I would fuck up your shit?
Yeah, it's quite funny. I'd say go out and watch.
I can't believe you hit me.
Yeah.
Oh, but then that means that you get to smack an elven god. Would you pass up the opportunity?
Actually,
No, you never would. You never would.
Got to bitch slap an elven god. Of course you can. You got to do it. You're just setting a precedent.
So Haley's just said you just said that now. You get to bitch slap an elven god. I'm just like, I kind of want to do this. Nothing against Solus, but I need to bitch slap a god.
And get away with it.
Big Stephen Fry's dream.
I just want to bitch slap a god and not be turned into pulp.
Yeah, that's it. Right, we've got 10 minutes left to go. Let's talk about some graphical bugs here. I'm going to go through some of the ones I experienced.
I did actually want to stop playing halfway through because on the 360, it's crap.
You started sulking.
The graphical pop-in in terms of textures is the one thing that kills immersion, I think. The amount of times I would talk to someone and their face would look like a wax model of them before it loaded. Or Dorian's mustache would load too far up his own nose.
Yeah,
so I'd be like, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Do you want to move your facial hair down a bit?
They wouldn't even have a mouth. It would just be literally canvas over a face, and just red parts on the face would just be moving up and down.
Didn't you also miss some cutscenes because it didn't load in properly?
I don't think so.
Yes, the voice.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, because I would miss some dialogues because one of the voices would garble up, and I'm just like, the fuck did he just say?
Where?
Yeah, it's like I think it mixes up with two lines, or either like it puts the wrong language in a line or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I get that sometimes.
I found as well that in Skyhold, only on a few occasions, I would load into the map, and then suddenly you just got like the skeleton of like all the buildings. And you're like, wait a minute, did someone destroy Skyhold while I was gone? No, it's just everything's
I haven't had
loading
that.
in. I had that. That was odd.
One.
I know Chris had some game-breaking bugs on the Xbox One. So
Yeah, I had game-breaking graphical issues. Like not just textural popping, but like map-breaking textural popping, where nothing would fucking happen. And like I went to hit someone with a hammer, and everything went.
That's exactly noise, was it?
Yeah, everything went wrong. It's like I couldn't even hit the button to exit out to Xbox Home. It was all broken. I had to like unplug the Xbox and plug it back in to reboot the game.
Wow.
Luckily, that only happened once. But I was like extra cautious about doing stuff then, and I get like randomly, like as I mentioned earlier, I'd get like randomly teleporting enemies that would literally just appear from fucking nowhere. I'd be walking along a road, and be like, "You're now in a fight, go to it." It's like, what? Like, didn't I at least like got some kind of like red dot on the mini map about these guys? No, they just materialized into existence, stabbing me in the back of the face. Yeah, and like
See,
I get
the only thing taken away. Sorry, go on, Chris.
and there would also be like really weird like kind of audio glitches as well. I swear down, I heard someone speaking on a line backwards at one point, like an NPC say something backwards.
I think it
was
does
like, wait,
happen
what?
that time.
Yeah, and sometimes tavern music wouldn't load. Like there wouldn't be any fight music. Sometimes dialogue wouldn't load.
Arrows, and you would just hear silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was wailing on someone with a big-ass two-handed hammer that was wreathed in fire, and it was like I was skipping through a sunny meadow. Like, I'm literally smashing this guy into the ground with a giant hammer that spurts flames when I hit it, like when I hit someone with it, and it's like making no sound at all.
That's like having a firework go up in the air and nothing happens.
Yeah, it's a dud. It's a dud. That's what it is.
Nothing.
So disappointing.
I'm sorry though. There's the only thing I've taken away from all this is just Chris's error noise. Just.
That's CPU Chris. CPU Chris. That's what it is.
Yeah, CPU Chris.
I actually want to go through this, cut out that sound, and have that as my pop-up sound for whenever I got a fatal error on my computer.
text message tone.
I want Chris to do a video. I want Chris to do a video on this channel as CPU Chris.
As CPU Chris.
See how charismatic he can be. He'd be like, we are now let's playing this game.
As CPU Chris.
Yeah, that's it.
That could be fun.
Did anyone else have any bugs? I think the only hilarious one I had was Varric decided the first time I was going to talk to him to break dance. I don't know why he did that.
Oh yeah,
there's just some moments where I've sort of like, I don't know whether it's just a case of like I've pressed A because I'm meant to jump, or press A because I'm meant to talk to people. But then suddenly it looks like my character's been sort of like being suspended by his shoulders and just sort of hanging there like an old puppet.
Yeah. I've also had the you know the do you know what T-fig means? Do you know what T-figure means?
Yes. Yeah, it's the space figure of when someone's designing. So sometimes you might have character models bug out and they go to the T figure. That's Yeah,
it's basically what a character looks like before they get any animation put into them. So they stood out with that
figure.
Yeah. I had that quite a lot when I'd load into a game or when I'd load into a new area. Like everyone, including my companions, and sometimes even myself, would pop in as a fucking T model for a few seconds and then revert to normal. It's like, okay, that's a little weird. That shouldn't happen.
One thing I'm noticing so far, the one's buggier than the 360.
Yeah, it sounds like it to me.
The one has definitely got problems, and there's also in fact, one of the freakiest glitches that ever happened to me, a dragon morphed into a human centipede-esque monstrosity at one point.
What?
It was really fucking weird. But you know, during the battles when they kind of they do a short hop to a new area to get away from you so they can do a ranged attack.
Yeah.
It did that, but I think it kind of glitched out a little bit because its back end moved and then its front end moved the other way. It went and rebounded on itself. I was like, okay. What the fuck just happened there?
Someone explain this physical anomaly to me right here.
Yeah.
I think in a game like Dragon Age, in the way that the environments are really good and everything like that, I think it's a crime when these bugs rip you away from the immersion of the game. It really sucks when you load in or you talk to someone and their face doesn't load until a couple of seconds later, or you load into somewhere and sometimes you might walk into a new area and the game just stops to load it in.
Yeah. And when dead bodies freak the fuck out, or when dead bodies, or when Iron Bull jump scares you. Iron Bull jump scared me. I loaded into a new map, took one fucking step, and Iron Bull's face just came straight at the fucking screen and through it. I was like, what the fuck was that? It's like I tried to move through him at a quick pace, but it didn't start off with his character model coming towards. It was literally just the head coming at the screen. It's slightly opaque. It was like, okay, I think my Xbox is haunted.
Hello, Inquisitor. Would you like to play a game?
Would you like to play a game?
That upsets the spirit of BioWare trying to take you away from us, Chris.
That's it.
Yeah. I think my Xbox is a bit haunted.
Iron Bull.
Iron Bull has possessed my Xbox One.
I don't think any of those doors are going to keep Iron Bull out.
No door keeps Iron Bull out.
I've had doors randomly close in my face as well on that game.
I think this is a sign, Chris, that your Xbox doesn't like you.
Oh no, my Xbox likes me in other games. I've been rocking Titanfall recently, but in Dragon Age Inquisition, it just seems that there's so many errors. I mean, it's nowhere near on the game breaking scale of Unity. But for me, it's still too many for a high-value AAA next-gen console release. A release that's designed for next-gen consoles is still not working properly. It's still full of bugs, still full of holes, and works better on older consoles or the PC, like Unity.
I would argue that while some games, especially like Skyrim, and this game, that the scale of it is so large that you would expect a few bugs.
Yeah.
You don't expect this many, and the type of bugs either. They're the immersion ripping bugs.
Yeah.
I hate them. I really do.
I mean, there are bugs in Skyrim, but nothing on this scale. And in Skyrim, you can break the game if you try hard enough. in Dragon Age Inquisition and Unity, you can break the game just by taking a single step.
One misstep and the game will destroy itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, that's a point. I just want to raise a point. Dragons in Skyrim, absolute pansies. Dragons in this, you run like the devil's on your heels. You spot one unless you have Vivian as Knight Enchanter in your team.
Yeah, you're gonna get.
I had that because like playing again. It's sort of like I stumbled in. I'm in the hinterlands. I was like, oh, here's a good place to set up camp. But I know exactly what's round that corner. I'm not going that way.
Dragon on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
That's why I ran into that one as well. I was like, oh, there's a dragon over there. Okay.
I had enough trouble with the giants.
Yeah.
Wait, the one that was fighting the dragon?
Yeah, on the Storm Coast.
Yeah.
Seeing a dragon and a giant fighting each other. You're just staring over it going, oh, wow. I can break out the popcorn.
Oh, yeah, I posted that on the page, didn't I? I kind of took a picture of it.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I'll leave them to that.
I just ran past them hoping to just like, don't mind me. I'm just coming around the corner. The dragon flies off. The giant's there just turns to me and fakes me with a look like I've just interrupted him chatting with the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah.
You cock-blocked him, Tom. You cock-blocked him.
It was that one thing though, Chris, because I remember you posting on Facebook, and it's just like, I've just killed a giant. Now to go hunt dragons. It's like, good luck.
Yeah. You're not ready for it.
If you think you're ready for giant, you're not ready for dragon.
Although I did take I did get that dragon down to 1/3 health when it was 2 levels above anyone in my party. I got it down to 1/3 health before it finally X'd me, and
Sounds about right.
Huh?
It sounds about right.
Yeah, and then I went back 2 levels later and just fucking murdered it. I was like, your ass is now mine. I'm taking your skin, your bones, your teeth, anything that is of use to me.
Haul the entire dragon carcass back to Skyhold.
Iron Bull.
Yeah.
We will eat well this night.
See,
I think we'll eat well for the next couple of nights.
Yeah.
I just want sort of like Game of Thrones.
Boom. Sup, bitches.
I just want like Game of Thrones style, like Targaryen, like throne room with just all the dragons' heads.
Yeah.
And with that thought, we ran out of time, guys. So that was Dragon Age Inquisition this week. I do hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Finally, guys, I think it's pretty much, even with all the bugs, do you guys give this your paw of approval?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I give it 4 paws of approval.
Yeah. I wouldn't have given it my game of the year if I didn't like it. So.
That's
Oh, yeah, it is good.
I'm not going to do like a Russo-like swerve. Only Matt will get that. But
Wrestling reference.
that's a wrestling reference. So yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Do hope you did enjoy it. We will be back again next week as well to talk about more things video games. If you did enjoy the video, then please also subscribe to the Kittens of War gaming community channel for more stuff. We may even put up some videos in regards to the games we talk about on the podcast as well. So from all of us here as well, we also had Martin's debut onto it as well. So there you go. We've broken your cherry, Martin. There you go.
Hey,
So everyone, say goodbye. We're out of here.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.